Hello, horse players. Oaklawn Capping Hour live well, we're not live. We're taping this on Wednesday night for Friday show. I'm Steve Simonovich, joined as always by my brother Marko. Marko, how was your weekend?
Not too bad.
Not too
No. Not too bad today at the races. Weather was a little wet. Drying off, getting a little bit warmer outside, so better things to come. Better days ahead.
Yeah, I've been under the weather all week. I was under the weather last week. But I always found time to handicap, that's for sure. Friday is going to be a good card. It's 10 races. And the feature, we'll get Nick the Kid on the phone later. It's allowance 9 winners and 2 life going 9 furlongs for 4-year-olds and up. So that's going to be a fun race to talk about. I'll be at Hawthorne this weekend. They have a 2-day event. Actually, it's not a 2-day event. There's 2 separate contests each day, Saturday and Sunday. We actually have 2 family horses on Saturday. Stoic Luna locally at Oaklawn, and we got Blazingly at Gulfstream Park. I like both horses. I'll be playing both horses. So I'm not sure we're going to get a big price on Stoic Luna, but probably going to be pretty square, I think. Should be the favorite, though. ROI is looking really good for me. I'm just killing it. What did I hit? I put some shorts on our YouTube channel. I hit a 20-to-1 shot to close out my pick 5. I think I hit that thing for like $3,400. And it would have paid a lot more if one of those longer prices came in earlier in the sequence, but a couple of chalks came in. But I closed it out with the big one, and I'm just waiting to hit that like $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 one, or 6-figure if we can get one.
That's what I'm looking for.
Can you tell me a little bit about the weather? I saw that it's going to be kind of dry, and then as the day progresses, we might get a little bit of rain.
We got some sunshine yesterday, sunshine today. Tomorrow seems supposed to be nice. Now Friday, it's hit or miss. They say it's going to have a chance of rain. It's like one rainstorm going to come in for like one day or half a day and then leave. So I really don't know what to make of it. If it rains, I don't think it'll be for that long. So I guess we'll have to wait and see because, again, they're just never right.
Okay, well, the way I did it, it's weird. I capped for a fast track for half of it, and I threw some possible slot monsters in later on in the card. So we'll see how it all shakes out. Okay, let's get to the action, man. Race 1 is a 60,000 claiming event. Non-winners of 2 life for 3- and 4-year-old fillies. I actually landed on a horse that I like a lot. This is 5.5 furlongs. The 7 is Pioneer Parade. And what I like about this horse, it was claimed 2 back there. It was claimed for 50. It just needed, something happened that day. It came back with a waiver claim. And it's obviously protected, again, because you could do the double waiver claim. And it broke slow. It actually checked twice in that replay that I saw. So it's sneaky. And it was also on a very sloppy track. I I'm hoping that it's going to be dry in the morning, or the first race anyway. And if I get a clean trip with this horse, uh, I'm going to be on the muscle, and I should outrun that morning line of 15-1. I think it's got a big shot to win. And had a nice drill, 2 back coming in for the debut before all the trouble. 47 and change. And the last work on January 11th was satisfactory in my book. An easy 5/8 and 102 and 4. So horse was working steadily for that. And it's still protected. So they like this horse, and they feel like it's, or this filly, and they feel like it's doing well, and they don't want to obviously lose her for 60. And I think this one is going to show a lot of zip, and is going to run a huge race at a possible, 15, 20-1. My backup is your top pick, who is Key to Success, a horse that beat my top pick last time.
Yeah. So I thought this race was pretty much about the pace. It looks to be like a spicy pace setup. I think the 1, the 2, 4, I think maybe your 7 and the 8. I think they're all have early pace, and I'm hoping that they stress each other out early, and I think it should set up the race for my top selection here. Key to Success very nicely. He ran second out versus similar last out. And now this is his third start here at the meet. I think he should be in top form for a good run. And we're going to keep it like that. Right off the pace. Let's just close them down. I don't know I don't know who's going to be able to finish this race as far as the early runners. So, and I really liked the way he ran last time.
Duly noted. Your backup is the 3. I don't know how.
Yeah, our keepsake.
Yeah.
He's running in for a tag for the first time. He's also third start at the meet, and ran versus tougher groups, I thought, in the first 2. So if you can find some good position underneath, he might be able to get first run at the actual pace setter. So
okay, I like it. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to see if we're going to have. I'm going to throw these 3 horses in an early pick 5. I'm excited about my horse because it's going to be a big price. Your horse is 8-1, so it's not like it's it's odds on or anything like that. So we'll have a good opportunity to make some money. Maybe a 3-horse box on an exacta too, like a $20 3-horse box, 357.
I like it.
All right, race 2 is 12,500 non-winners of 2 life event. These are for fillies and mares. We both landed on the 8, it looks like.
Oh, yep.
And the 8 is, okay, I'm going to try and pronounce this. I was looking at the wrong horse. Summer of Mischief, my bad. I was looking at the 7 at first. Summer of Mischief. And there's not a lot of imagination here with this pick. I think, I actually think that your 1 horse is the other horse that will probably have to beat if it catches a flyer out of the rail. I did like the back class of the 5 and getting Lasix, but that one's a newly turned 3-year-old. Sometimes it's better to have these mature runners, and Asmussen's been tearing it up, man.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he has won. Remember Payne? We hit that horse 15-1, but there's other ones that he's hit. I can't believe he's going off at like 8, 10-1, 12-1, 15-1. I mean, this is Steve Asmussen. And I know it's Oaklawn and it's tough, but He's been hitting some bombs. Now, after saying that, this is going to be our 2-1 favorite, but it's just a wire threat in the outside. It's got the speed. We got the bug. Not the bug. We're dropping when we're on the outside. His kid's riding that one. These are all horses that only have one win. This one here has been knocking at the door with 7/3. So sooner or later, it's going to start putting a few of these together, and it's taking the plunge from 30. Now, if they do win this and it gets claimed, I think they're going to lose money just by basic math. But this is the type of move where, Steve knows that, hey, maybe I don't want to hang on to this horse, but I know I'm going to have a better chance than a coin flip of winning. So I'm just going to run it in here and see what happens. What did you feel about the 8?
Yeah, just like the first race, I thought it was about the pace. Well, this one, I thought it was all about the speed. I think if Summer Mischief gets out on top, she's got a good chance to just stay there.
Yeah.
She's got the class relief. Asmussen actually improved her each time that he started her. And she drops here for less than what he claimed her, so definitely should fire. And then, like the one always smiling should be right there. And I can actually see this going, both of them being on top early and finishing the race 1-2 all the way around. So,
okay. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all we have to say. My 5's dropping in class. Has some back numbers. Maybe it can do something, but I think the 8 is the one to beat, and it's just a move that Steve, it's a calculated move, and I think he knows that this horse is going to be tough to beat there. All right, race 3 is 12,500 claiming event. Non-winners of 3 life, and it's for 4-year-olds and up, colts and geldings. And we both like the 11 as our backup, but we have different top picks. You want to start off with the 5?
I got scratched out with this 5 last time.
This was your pick of the day.
It was. It's still a bomb.
On Saturday.
Still a bomb, 20-1. As a matter of fact, the 11 was the other one I had in that race. They both scratched out of that same race, and now they're back in here. So, I don't know. I thought it was tough to find like a true pace in this race. It was just kind of like here, like the 3 freaked in the slop last out, and if you look, he hasn't had a number close to that since like last March, and that was also in the slop. So if it does rain, the 3 is one actually you might want to keep your eye on because it's like a wet horse. Otherwise, I'm going to toss that one. The 7 is the Arkansas bred coming back to open company after a non-2 life win versus state breds last out. He's definitely a contender here. The 8 invariably put a decent run versus similar last out, but couldn't finish. So that brings me back to Chelsea Dagger. Second off the layoff, caught a bad trip last out, I thought, but finished with interest and galloped out pretty good. And I'm taking Chelsea Dagger over the 11 communication memo pretty much because of the huge price difference. I think they're going to get a pretty similar trip. 20-1 on Dagger is what I'm taking the gamble on. So, but don't leave the 11 off by any means, because I think that may be your like race winner. I mean, it could be the 11 could definitely win this race. It's going to be the favorite probably too. So, 20-1, let's go Chelsea.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Well, I like 3 horses in this race, and am I excited about the 7? The 7's an Arkansas bred. Okay.
Yep.
Which I don't usually like picking an open company, but Hartman brings it here in this spot. It was the lukewarm favorite last time, and it beat Archie Breds by 4 3/4. got its lifetime best number, and that was with Belmer. And Belmer ran it for a second place finish, 2 back. So he's on again, and he's a 7-pound bug. I think this horse is going to hopefully catch a flyer out of the gate. If it doesn't need the lead though, so if it doesn't get the lead, I would think that maybe Mac Robertson's horse, which shows some zip. Re-up is probably going to show a little bit of zip, so I can sit in the pocket there, right behind the 4 and the 6. The 4 is interesting because it's a double waiver. I always like those because that means that the trainer likes how they're feeling and it has back class, and they liked it enough where they protected it last time and are protecting it again this time, and it's coming out of that race with Bandera Azteca. So that's one to keep an eye on at 10-1. But I might get a nice little trip outside speed of both the 6 and the 4, and I'm hoping the horse just runs the same number. If you run that same race, that horse is going to be tough to beat. My backup was the 11, who is also your backup. We touched on it. It's Steve Asmussen. It's 2-1. It's probably going to have to work out a trip from the 11 hole, and it doesn't have a lot of naturals early speed, but it does have a kick. And, I feel like it's going to definitely hit the board. I just didn't like it as a win candidate. The other thing is it's similar to our last pick. They're dropping it down to 12.5 from 30. And again, they're not really going to be making money on it. So it's probably a calculated move where it's definitely ready to run. And it's probably got a good shot to win, obviously. So that's the idea there. But they don't like it enough after that 3rd place finish to really hang on to it. Seems like they just want to move on. So the confidence is kind of like, I think it's going to run good, but kind of unappealing on top. But I wouldn't throw it off my ticket. Marko, go ahead.
Yeah, matter of fact, you might want. I mean, this looks like a deep race for the pick 5.
Yeah, I mean, I'd want to add the 4 in, and I don't know how deep you'd want to go here if you wanted to add something else. But right now, 4, 5, 7, 11 is kind of like what we have right now. I'm going to pause this and get me some water, so hang tight. All right, we're back. Had to get me some water. All right, where do we leave?
Let's go to race 4.
Race 4. Okay. Oh, we're all over the place here. No, we both like the 9 a little bit. Race 4, what is this? 10,000 claiming event? 4-year-olds and up. Colts and geldings. I landed on the 4 horse, who is, I love this horse. 20-1. Violent Gigi. This thing was claimed at this level. Had some trip issues. And the last was a toss. So if you look at the day it was claimed, it had a lot of problems. I watched the replay. Just all kinds of, it was a trip note. I don't know why I didn't even note it. I must have missed it, but it ran against Bandera Azteca that day. 3-back, ran a good race to the ride of a lifetime. And Oaklawn goers are going to know about that horse. That horse is a freak right now over there. I think that horse is 3 for 3. So it won 3-back, and the last race it ran against that horse 3 wide and just couldn't keep up. The Thrill of a Lifetime has won 3 in a row by 10, 6, and 2 3/4 of a length and got an 89 buyer last time. So just in really good form. And this is just going to be a much easier spot. And I feel like Violent Gigi is going to run more like it did last, late summer, early fall with those nice 74, 76 numbers. And even that race 3 back against the Ride of a Lifetime, that's a good race. No issues there running second by 6 to that one. So I feel like you could just kind of like toss the last two. Just, the last race was just way too tough, and 2 back when it got claimed here, lots of problems. Trip note. So 20-1, I'll take that all day long, and let's see if we can hit a big score. This horse was 4-1 and 5-1. The same condition. The last 2 times it ran here. Now it's 20. I mean, come on. That's, I just think it's a live horse at that price. The 11, Press Snooze, you also like. No, not the 11. The 9 is my backup, who you like, Slam Dunk Sermon.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at that last race, it's pretty ugly. Didn't fire. It was his first run off the layoff, and it was against a good group of horses. I see Jackman in there and a couple of those other ones. You know who Jackman is, so he hit our pick 5 single. Yeah,
we singled it.
And then before that, you had Solidify. Lost to that one twice. Solidify, I just got like a 90 buyer at Turfway or something like that, like this past weekend also. So Slam Dunk Sermon catches himself in here for $10,000, and I think he's going to really appreciate this class relief. He is a 7-year-old, and he might be past his prime, but drops in here, and I think he can be a competitive horse in the claiming ranks, to finish out his career. If he could run anything back like he was before the break, he should crush this field. So that's my thinking here. And yeah, my backup is the 11 Press News. He's a closer. He was closing last out at this level. I think he should have more kick this time around. We're getting second off the layoff, and I think there's a little bit of speed to soften it up. If he gets in, he can beef up the exotics. So,
yeah, I was with you a little bit on Slam Dunk Sermon if he shows up, right?
If he shows up.
Man, you look at this, and you're almost like, okay. Our last meaningful race was in June of 23. Had a 4 or 5 month layoff. Come in October, run like crap in a similar condition. Come to Oaklawn, run like crap again. Yeah, I could probably wake up here, but now I'm thinking maybe things are going backwards on this horse. I didn't want to leave it off my ticket because it could definitely
that's why he's in for 10. It's obviously going backwards for the horse, but this horse is going to get claimed tomorrow.
I think so. Okay.
Probably. Well, it's Oaklawn. Anywhere else. I would imagine like a few of them get claimed out of here. So
yeah, for 10,000.
There's a couple good $10,000 runners in this field. I thought, and if this one shows up, somebody might have a good, good couple races left, for the meet.
Okay. Look, it might just run off the screen. I get it. It was working pretty good coming in to that last race. So, Jackman's great. T Burns is fast. Solidify. It's been running in some buzzsaws. So I get it. So we'll see if my long shot can beat your top pick.
This is my best bet of the day right here. If this horse shows up, it's going to crush this field.
Okay. All right. That's good. We'll see what happens there. To round out the pick 5, It's another 12.5 now wears a 2 life for 3-year-olds and up. Fillies and mares. And I landed on the 3 horse here. Speed hasn't worked since the debacle in the last. I'm not excited about the connections. I'm not gonna lie. Ramsey Zimmerman, I've kind of poked fun at him a little bit, but he's a journeyman rider. I remember when he broke in at Hawthorne. Had to have been 20 years ago. And Timothy Martin is 0 for 44 with 3 seconds and no thirds. So he hasn't really found his groove yet. He claimed this horse, tried it, for 45 after it won. It won nicely, but that was kind of a ambitious raise off of a maiden 20 score. I thought probably should have ran it, 20 non 2 life. They really stepped it up there. So it's getting back down here at a realistic level. Minus 7,500 on the claim from 20 to 12.5, but bottom hole, you're running for 30,000 at Oaklawn all the time. There's no $20,000 purses. I'm thinking I should show some zip in a race that doesn't have a ton of zip. I guess you could say Charlotte's Way might show something, but that race from Thistledown was uninspiring in my book. Couldn't even get the lead there for 7,500. So I'm gonna just take a chance here with the horse that it's gonna be prevalent early. It's gonna be an overlay. I honestly feel like 14 to 17 to 1 is where I'll go off at. Tell me about your 11.
I think I was seeing this race pretty much the same way you were, but I went with the connections, Diodoro and Torres instead of Zimmerman and Martin. That's pretty much kind of like I was actually looking at the 3. I'm like, this one, has a chance to get out there and show the zip. I was just like, I don't know. I have no faith in those connections whatsoever.
I'm with you.
And I thought pretty much the same thing about Charlotte's Way. I think that thing's going to fold up like a cheap suit, which leaves the 11 is the other one with the speed. God awful last out. I mean, just didn't do anything. But it was a tough race, claiming 50, not 2 life. You're in here for 12.5. You're getting your second crack at winners. Should definitely be a wake-up call for this horse. I think it's in line for a strong run.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. My hope is, because you're definitely the other speed that I have to worry about. My hope is I can just break clean, get rail position, and hopefully extend a little bit, away from you. I'm getting 7 pounds just because I'm a younger horse. And the work. I mean, if I didn't see that decent little drill, I'd probably be like, I'm not going to touch this horse, even with the connections. But I'm like, you know what? These are the type of races that connections like this win. And maybe today's the day. I don't think Timothy Martin's going to win a stake. I don't think he's going to win an allowance race. But a 12.5 non-2 life, I could see him winning. He's going to win a race at the meet. Why not this one?
Yeah, there you go.
That's my thought. The 5, Beautiful and Bold. That was just strictly a connections play. Cipriano Contreras and Escobar. That looks like one of those other Asmussen droppers we saw earlier on this card. Claim for 30, dropping down to 12.5. It should wake up in a big way. It's probably going to be an underlay. I don't think it's going to eat. It's probably going to be 7-2, 3-1, I would imagine. But it's a horse I'll definitely have in my ticket. This is the last, leg of the pick 5, so I'll probably want to go relatively deep, at least with our 4 picks. So
yeah, throw the 4 picks in there and throw the Asmussen runner in there.
yeah, which one is the Asmussen runner? What number?
He's the 6. Matter of fact, we both, I believe, picked it last time at 1x5 lengths.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna throw that one in there as well. So I'll probably go 5 deep in there. Yeah, that was. It's just, I remember that race. It was like, there's nothing in here. This horse should beat this ugly field, and it did.
Yeah, it was a maiden 12-5, so a little bit different today. I mean, not too bad of a difference, but
facing winners now.
Facing winners.
All right. Well, that's good. Early pick 5. I'll post the ticket on Twitter, like I did last time. Race 6 is the second leg of the pick 5, or the late pick 5, the first leg of the late pick 5. It's a 30,000 nod, 3 life, going 2 turns for 4-year-olds and up. And you liked the 7, City of Clouds.
City of Clouds. Now, I don't know who this trainer is. Okay, but we're getting third off the layoff, and we're stretching out. Nick Juarez gets the call. I just think this race didn't have a lot of zip in it going through it, and it's the outside speed, so I think he has a chance to keep going. Actually, maybe sit right behind the speed. I don't think it's going to have the lead, and I think that's one of you want to be in that pocket, because sometimes I haven't seen a whole lot of speed just hang on at Oaklawn so much during the meet this year, unless you're that kind of horse, like the allowance runners and the stakes runners. Yeah, they're going to be able to carry it a lot further and not get discouraged. But trips like this, where you could sit like 1-2 lengths back, I think is the perfect winning recipe, especially for a race like this, when there's a few horses that are going to be up there.
Interesting pick. For me, it was about Long Crow, Aaron Shorter, Ramon Vasquez. It wasn't Vasquez rode it last time. It's only 7-2, but I feel like this horse should get the perfect setup. Second off of a layoff. Did not get an ideal trip last time. Watching that replay off of a small layoff, but I feel like there's some zip in here to run at, and if you're looking for a stretch runner that might be a little bit closer than last time, because I had a lot of issues last time, this is one that should sit perfect in the pocket and power home, because I think things are going to get a little spicy. Could be wrong, but that's the way I saw it. And the 2 is my backup, just because it's one of those horses, kind of like your best bet that we're going to talk about, that you already talked about. A couple of ugly races, but has some backclass. Like, if it wakes up here, cheapest level it's ever run in its life, it's 20-1. You go back to like some of those races out west, and I mean, it ran in the Preakness, for crying out loud. So I don't know. I mean, it should be able to run a lot better. That last race had Notary in it, Escapologist. I mean, those are nice horses. We know those horses, so it just can't compete with those type of, listed stake grade 3 animals anymore. So I felt like I had to throw that one on my ticket. Your backup was Trigger Happy, 3-1.
Yeah, I think this horse could, on the stretch out, go pretty fast and maybe have the lead and be the speed of the speed. It's been running pretty consistently, and I think it's going to get back to the routing distance where, I mean, it has 5 seconds, so it hits the board. I just think the position he's going to be in early can help him out later on if he can stay up.
Okay.
Got a couple good works too. I mean, and I like Santana. He's a good Oaklawn veteran, fan favorite.
All right. Yeah, we'll probably be, if I put a ticket together, we'll probably go just 4 deep, use our 4 horses. I know we do have a rule though. We throw Asmussen in every time. So we're gonna throw the 8 in there.
He's got Phantom Ride. Yeah.
Listen, I am not gonna watch another pick 5 going Flames because we didn't have Steve Asmussen on it. So, all right, cool. Race 7 is a cool race. It's because it's a 3-year-old maiden special weight race. These colts could be something down the line. We both like the same horse. I'm sure you saw the half sibling.
It's a fool, I believe.
Oh, is it a fool? So if we look at, let's see, Top Gun Rocket. The broodmare, by the way, won 4 races. And tried some graded stakes and some listed stakes, just missed. Didn't quite get black type, but did win a couple of allowance races. But yeah, you're a full brother to Frank's Rocket, who won $1.5 million as a sprinter. And
yeah,
you know, the reason why I like this filly, or this colt, I mean, is it's cutting back. It's going back to what its, full sister did. And what this one probably wants to do is probably wants to be a 1-turn horse. The debut is really good. Ran a good second. They ran it 1 turn going a mile on slop against Track Phantom that day. As a matter of fact, it's run against Track Phantom twice, who is the favorite in the Risen Star. So, that's a Derby contender. That last race, as a matter of fact, the runner-up won and then ran 3rd in the Lecomte, and of course Track Phantom won the Lecomte. And like I said, his favorite in the Risen Star. So cutting back, getting that 1 turn, plenty of time off, making your 3-year-old debut. Was pretty quick as a 2-year-old. Nice steady work tab, I like. And, Riley Mott, her dad, everybody knows who her dad is. And she knows what she's doing. And she won 24 races last year. And I think this horse at 6-1 is pretty square. There's a lot of talent in here. But you have a lot of firsters with a lot of pizzazz. Nice big work tabs, this and that, but we got a nice foundation built, and we've run against, a monster, so twice. So I'm excited about Top Gun Rocket at this price if we can get it. How did you feel about it?
Everything you just said. Frank's Rocket, full brother. He's like a 14-time winner. Yeah, banking greatest stakes winning multiple times. 1 turn. That's what this guy wants, obviously. And you made a note of the Churchill race that went a mile. It is a 1-turn race. I think with that in his resume, this horse has a chance to be very, very good if he could get anything like his brother. He's going to be a very nice one. We just got to upset Orange Diablo, who is
Actually,
obviously
his full sister.
Is that what that is? Oh yeah, Rockette.
Yeah, full sister.
He's the full brother. Yeah.
Right.
We just got to upset the 8 Orange Diablo. That's the one to beat for all the right reasons. That horse looks like
it's a similar animal as far as the foundation, speed figures. It's making its 3-year-old debut. We're just getting 6-1 instead of 2-1. But you're right. It's Brad Cox, and But I would have to say that our company lines have been stronger. That's why that one probably ran a little bit better as far as the finishes.
I agree.
There's no track phantom in there.
This horse beat Speedtail.
Well, yeah, and Speedtail came back and won with a 68 buyer.
Yeah, so that was my 11-1 shot on Sunday in the last race.
Yep. So no track phantom.
Yeah, and I would take Top Gun Rocket over that group all day long. So I'm happy with our top pick and Top Gun Rocket.
Yeah, I threw Henro in there with the bug. Hartman ran against Mystic Dan last time at Churchill, and we saw what Mystic Dan did in the Southwest. Yep. Mystic Dan got a 101 buyer speed figure in that race.
Wow.
Yeah, and did get a 96 earlier. As a matter of fact, in that race, it got a 96 buyer speed figure when it beat this horse. So I think Henro, split that field. Didn't get a good trip. Has worked steadily here for this spot. And I think it's going to also run a good race. What do you think about, obviously it's hard to, you don't know what these young ones are going to do. I would have to imagine some of them would go. The Deodoro runner's been burning up the AM. I guess the 9 presses got the lead at Keeneland. The 10 pressed the pace, albeit
maybe the 4 will go too.
A mile.
Peter Miller's a speed guy.
Oh yeah, Pete's horses. Yeah. Yeah, Pete's horse is going. So my hope is we get a little bit of a nice little zip to some targets to run at, because we're cutting back. And if you look at the debut at 7 panels for Top Gun Rocket, sitting 4th, 3 lengths off. That's kind of like what I'm hoping we get here, and we just kind of like power home, especially with that foundation that we have. All right. Well, race 8 is a starter allowance, and it's for 4-year-olds and up. 10,000 starter, $35,000 purse, going 6 furlongs. I landed on the 11 horse here. I think there's plenty of pace in this race to set up for this 11. If it does rain letter, it likes to slop. So that was kind of like my thinking there too, just in case. Scott Becker, 0 for 21, but much like Mac Robertson, when I picked one of his runners earlier in the meet, when he was like 0 for 30, I was like, this, he was too good of a trainer to be 0 for 30. Scott Becker's too good of a trainer to be 0 for 21. He's, 25% winner last year overall, 83 wins and 331 starts. So the guy knows how to win the races, and, Oaklawn's tough, but it's just a matter of time before he wins a race. But that last race was pretty good, wide in the slop. And 2 back, it ran well in the same condition on a fast track, just missed by a neck. So slop or fast, either way, it's a stretch runner in a race where I'll have plenty of speed and targets to run at. So 5-1, I thought was pretty square for that. You like the horse just to my inside blowtorch. I believe I picked that horse too one time.
Yeah, I also think there's going to be a lot of pace. I think he can get a good trip, because I think the 1, the 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, I think they're all going to go to the front, and it's hard to say which one's going to have the lead, but whoever it is, it's going to be hard to keep that lead if you ask me. in a race like this. So I landed on the 10 over the 4. Basically for its youth. It's a little younger horse, and second off the layoff versus similar, and some of the same runners in here actually are going against each other again. He won 5 races last year, and I like the upside versus my backup, the 4, which didn't win a race last year, and it looks kind of like he's on his way out. But he's still capable. So I like 12 to 1 over 7 to 2. But I think Blowtorch could sit right underneath these guys and get like first run, and basically hold off the 11.
Yeah, I like it. 8 was my backup. Kind of drew a line through the last. Super fast paced that day. It's going to get another fast pace, but I'm hoping they can just relax it a little bit here. And, maybe it's going to be a little bit tightened up. It's had a steady work tab since the last. And I do like DeVito. And you got a bug on it. Your backup pick, Junior Bug. That horse looks good. It's similar to, my top pick. Same running style. Ample speed to chase. You're going to probably be saving a little bit more ground because you're in the 4, I'm in the 11. But then you're going to have to work out a trip. So, Arietta, he's been good. So, that horse makes a lot of sense too. This is going to be a fun race to watch, that's for sure. All right. We got a guest that's going to be coming on the phone. It's our pal, our Cowboy Ray. You remember Mancow, Marko?
Oh yeah, I used to watch it, or didn't watch it, listen to the radio.
Yeah, Cowboy Ray. And then he had Prison Bitch, and who was the other guy? Let's see, there was, I forgot. Anyway, some good personalities, sidekicks. Nick the Kid's our sidekick. He's our Friday guy. Let's see if we can get him on the phone. And I'll get him on and we'll pause this for a second.
Okay, we're back. Let's see if we can get Nick the Kid on the phone here. Talk about this feature.
Hello.
Nick the Kid, how you doing, buddy? Well, we're talking about the feature. We're just getting ready to dive into it. It's a $140,000 allowance race.
It's a race that looks like a piece of trash.
What looks like a piece of trash?
This race looks like a piece of trash.
Okay, tell me why you think that.
First of all, number 1 is a maiden going into allowance race. The 2 can't win for shit. The 3, I don't know. This 4 has been going around the whole country trying to win. The 5 will probably win the race. The 6, whatever, And the 7 horse, I mean, just won, at the end of the month, last month, so.
Well,
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. The only horse that's going to win this race is the 5.
Really? So you think King Russell, who's a plotter, with some, I'll give you this, it ran second in the Arkansas Derby. The last race was a nice little tightener, and it ran a good race.
I mean, it closed up, it unclosed it, and hopefully the race falls apart. Maybe it closes, I don't know. But, I mean, the other horse just look like, the 1, first of all, I don't know what they do when they're throwing darts, because horses never broke its maiden, should be in maiden claiming them to begin with.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, you're right. You know what, Nick? It's funny you mentioned it. I was in the first chance last year in Vegas. I think I picked this horse in Vegas last year as a maiden, but I even had a trip note in there. Decent effort, debut, bothered a little in deep stretch, nice gallop out. Oh boy, and it hasn't done shit
hasn't
since.
done shit. It hasn't done shit since. So it's a dog.
Dwayne Lucas, he's always, he takes chances. So you don't really like the race. You're gonna go with the plotter. I'm looking at the pace scenario. I think the 2 is cheap, so I'm not really counting that one. In my opinion, and Marko kind of feels the same way. We think that Harlow Cap is going to. Is that how you pronounce that, Marko?
Harlow Cap? Looks like it. Yeah.
We both picked this horse to win, and although it used to show some zip, and stretching out to 9 furlongs, if you look at that Risen Star, or if you look at its maiden breaker at Santa Anita, it wired that maiden breaker, and it tried to wire the Risen Star. Now it did come from off the pace in Lone Star and just missed in the Texas Derby, but the last race was tougher than this race even, and they went 23 flat and quite couldn't get the front. But I feel like today, stretching out a little further and not a lot of speed, I think we're gonna possibly get the front and maybe run one of those better numbers. And Asmussen, his, I think he's got this colt ready. What did you feel?
This horse is going straight to the front. There is no speed in this race whatsoever. He's going straight to the front and he's not looking back. And what is it, King Russell? Nick, that's your pick? Catch me if you can. That's all I'm saying. Catch me if you can. I think this horse is ready, and it will go to the front, and it's going to be hard to catch. And it's Asmussen in the feature at Oaklawn, and he's having a terrific season.
Yeah,
that's a wrap. I may not pick a lot of winners, but when I do, it's the feature at Oaklawn.
What do you think the Bug's going to do on the 2? Is he going to send that horse? Is he going to? Maybe I should text him and be like, "Hey, dude, why don't you grab him?"
Yeah, I don't know. This horse,
it's not fast enough to keep up.
If he does try to run early, he's gonna get out and back up. And there's nobody else that's gonna go. And if we get caught, if Harlow Cap is not good enough, then he's not good enough. I just think he's going to be tough, and he's battle tested already. He's been running against some nice horses. So I mean, he was in the Arkansas Derby, the Risen Star, just missed the Texas Derby. Last out was his first run here in a slop. Throw a line through it. Maybe you don't like the mud. So
yeah, we're getting 7 pounds on the favorite and the outside. The favorite came off that layoff, fired a huge race. I mean, that's a monster race, and it's a 4-year-old. It might rain again later in the day, so that's kind of like why I would leave it on my ticket, just because it's slopped. And it would be not too far out of it early, probably playing like it would probably get the same trip as it did last time. I just have my reservations about that number. I mean, it beat Gamekeeper, who ran third last time. I don't know who he beat. I mean, Ben Franklin is a decent horse, but the rest of the field sucked. But it did beat the crap out of Ben Franklin, so I got to tip my cap for that. Nick, what are your feelings on the 4 horse?
I I looked at this horse. This horse can't win. Has problems. Just has been going around from Canada to Churchill Downs to Keeneland. Can't win. Last time the horse won was in 2022, September 16. And I don't know, the horse has got problems now. I'm going to say this right off. Your exotic wagers, your pick threes and pick fours, you go the all button, because I have a feeling this race is going to fall apart. And if King Russell wins, okay, great. But if the 3, 5, or the 7 don't run, this race sets up for the other horses to come running down and to win and set up for a major price.
Well, I just thought it was interesting that Diodoro, he's taking the hood off this horse. It worked probably without the hood in that last workout, which was fantastic. It's probably a horse I wouldn't want to leave off my ticket, although I don't even have it up as my backup, but I don't know. Marko, you actually picked the 5 as your backup. I don't know. Nick, you like it on top. Marko, you got it as your second pick.
Look, I think
I
King
would be
Russell
inclined to throw it out, but
it's a very fine animal. It could come in the lane. I don't think it should be that far back. I don't think it needs to be.
it's kind of a plotter, though.
Yeah, it is. But dude, Nick hit it right at the beginning. This field is junk. And I think King Russell's is just in a better class than a lot of these horses.
Well, this is a non-2 life event, so you're right. These aren't like.
No, yeah, I just think King Russell is just a better horse overall. It's been ran against better horses. Yeah, he runs some clunkers here and there, but I mean, shit. I mean, he ran clunkers against like Mage, Two Fills, Disarm, Verifying.
Okay.
This horse is. He's seen a lot of action, like the Ford ran against, I don't know, nobody.
Okay, I'll give you that. The class and 9 furlongs. These plotter types at 9 furlongs, it could still keep going against a group like this. And you're right, it could probably win. I think if the 7 runs like it did last time, I think we're just all running for second anyway, but. I don't know. We got to try and beat it. It was 12-1. It kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. I mean, it's just that one race pops out. You take that away. What do you got? Junk. Like, it wouldn't even come close, But you never know if that was like, that was in the slop too. Was that just a freaky thing in the slop that day? I don't know.
Yeah. Nick. Do you think the fix was in on the Super Bowl?
I just watched the game. That's all I did.
What was your favorite commercial?
You know what? I didn't watch the commercials till the next day, and I don't have a favorite one.
Personally, myself, I like the Michelob Light commercial with Messi. Mark, did you have a commercial?
You know what? I didn't really pay attention much.
All right.
I don't know. I don't like TV. I don't like commercials.
You guys are something.
People trying to sell me their shit that I don't want to buy. No, I think the funny thing about these commercials, it's a car commercial, and then that was for a car? I didn't even know.
Oh, yeah. I know. You can't tell these days. All right. Well, hey, Nick. Duly noted. It's the feature race. We needed your opinion. You gave it to us. It's King Russell. We'll have it on our pick 5. And if it wins, it won't be a surprise, but I'll be disappointed. And you have nothing to add.
Nothing to add.
All right. All right, Nick. Hey, I'll be at Hawthorne, Villa Park. I'll be playing the contest down there on Saturday. So,
All right, Nick.
All right.
good talking to you. Thanks for your
All
opinion.
Thanks.
Yep. Bye-bye. All right. Well, there he was, Nick the Kid. Yeah, that was not exciting. That race, that pick. But whatever.
All right. Well, the last race, Marco, is going to close out the late double, the pick 5, the entire card here. Race 10.
Tough race. Very tough race.
Usually they have Archiebreds in the last race, but
I like the Archiebreds.
in this case, is it Archiebreds? No, this is just a maiden special weight. 3-year-olds and up. It's a restricted race. 72,000. Let me see the condition on this. Okay. Fillies, 3-year-olds. Which sold for $75,000 or less in the last time they sold at auction. Okay. So if somebody bought one as a yearling for like $100,000 and they sold it as a loss for $50,000, then you're eligible. Okay.
Yeah.
I see how that works. Okay, well, we both like the 5. You like the 5 on top. Shoot.
Light it up, Louis. I had this horse last time. He ran and kind of steadied and got a little bit of traffic, and he was coming. He was coming at the end. That was going a mile in the slot, and this is 6 furlongs. So I would imagine, we're gonna probably could, just similar trip. Try to close into it. He's a later style horse. And I think we have a little bit of speed in here. You check me to go back. Yeah, like there's a couple of them that might try to go. And then there's some first time starters. I have no idea what they're gonna do. I like the way Lighted Up Louis ran last time out. Minus the problems that he had. And with a clean trip, I'm going back to him because I bet him that day. He came in third. I think he could have finished better than third, maybe not have won the race. And that to me is going to be a rebet every time.
Yeah.
And it's Mike Maker Vasquez combination. So I mean he's not giving up on the horse yet. He's not dropping him. So to the maiden claimings yet. And that's probably going to be his next stop if you don't start, winning, if you don't win soon.
All right. Well, for me, it was all about Foxy Zora. Exit's the toughest race by far. Tanya Showers, Blue Squall, one next out. Tanya Showers ran second in the stake. Losing a debut by 10. Chased and weakened, no big deal for me. Speed fade debut, next time out you always move forward. It's the fastest early on time for him, and from the 3-hole I should, it broke out of the 1-hole. That's debut too, by the way. So that's always, how I feel about that. That's a tough spot. The 1-hole's tough no matter when you get the 1-hole, but especially for a debut runner. And it didn't disgrace. So now, second off the layoff, nice little couple of drills. I love the work tab coming in. 2 drills since the last. And I think this one's ready to pop. I think you just pop the lid open and go and say bye-bye. Keep going and should run much faster and get a much cleaner trip this time. And, the experience is just going to help it out just tremendously. My backup was your top pick. It's cutting back, and some of these get too keen. It's going to have some targets to run at, and it's fast enough. And then your backup, the 11, is a firster out there. Randy
First
Moore.
time starter. Yeah, it's on the outside, so it could get a clean break. You know, these young horses, sometimes they get a little crazy and tangled up when there's a bunch of them inside. So you got the 11 hole, so you don't have to have a lot of traffic out there. Got a nice work coming in, and the connections are pretty good. And Randy Morris he's hitting 22% right now with firsters, and it does well with young horses. And it's a bomb. So I'm just going on historical numbers for the percentages on that one. That's why we keep stats and percentages, you know, in horse racing, for handicapping reasons. And this is basically one of those things. I'm looking at those percentages and see if they can hold true, you know, maybe at a bomb.
Yeah.
You know.
Another one to take a peek at would be When I Look at You. You know, there's not a lot of imagination, 3-1 morning line, but Exit's a really tough race in Keeneland, and it's making its 3-year-old debut. Probably one I'll have my ticket, especially with that last work. Asmussen has one on the rail that
Looks good too.
I'd hate to throw it out. So I'd probably spend a little extra money, because we talked about it before. Like, Asmussen will win a race when you think he won't win it, you know. But yeah, this is going to be fun.
Yeah, this race right here, I thought was one of the, like, picking a winner was very tough.
Yeah,
You even have the 8, you have the 8, you have the 9.
Yeah.
They're good, or, you know, competitive for this field. Even the 7 getting first Lasix. You know, the Moquette runner and Bayron. I mean, this might be we might have to hit the all button.
I don't know if I can hit the all button,
No.
but I could see me taking 6 horses out of here.
Definitely a tough race.
I'm going to be going deep. But you know what? It could be one of those things where, how fast is the 9? You know, like, it's fast on synthetic. Is it going to do that? And it's worked well on synthetic. Is it going to have that same speed on the dirt? I'm wondering if it's going to challenge my top pick.
Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of like why I didn't land on it. I was like, you know, going from the synthetic is maybe I want to see a race on the dirt first, I think, before I bet one at 2-1, you know?
Yeah.
Especially for a young horse. Now, if you're older allowance winner, stake winner, that's different, you know?
Mm-hmm. The 4 is getting the second time blinkers after just a total fiasco going 2 turns here. I like second time blinkers angle. Cutting back and probably going to get a similar run to that debut where it ran 4th with a little bit of trip note there for Joe Sharp. So yeah, this race we're going to have to go deep. We'll put a ticket together and see where we go with that. Okay, my best bet of the day, Marko. We'll close it. We're a little over an hour and 8 minutes now. So I'm going, hey, first race, Pioneer Parade. That's my bomb. I'm protected. Trainer likes it. I think I have a significant trip note out of there. And just ran against a buzzsaw. So I like that horse at 15-1 a lot. And your play is going to be Slam Dunk Sermon, 5-1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, look, if that one runs back to its back class, could win that race by 5 lengths, no doubt about it. So we'll see how it goes. All right, well, I don't know. That's going to be it for our show. We're going to probably have Rich Nielsen on for tomorrow's show. Talk about Tampa and the Oaklawn card for Saturday. Other than that, man, I don't know. Let's cash some tickets.
Let's cash some tickets. Let's hit this
All
pick
right.
5.
Yeah, early pick 5, late pick 5. I'll post them on Twitter. I'll get this video uploaded. Hey guys, look for shorts. And also like and subscribe our videos and tell your friends about it. Every thumbs up, every extra subscription is what we want. So spread the word. We'll see you later, everybody.